they're going to give you an equation in either translation, root, or standard form. So, and they're usually going to tell you what form to write it in. Most times here I'm going to write it in root form, but it'll be easy to change it to the other ones if you need to. So number 1 is telling me to write the equation of a quadratic function with roots 4 and -1. Based on the other assignments that you've done this week, you know that if I use that first equation, I really have y equals a x minus 4 and x plus 1. Because I'm always going to be the opposite of my roots, right? So now you see I really have everything I need except for my a. Well, don't I have an x and a y here? So I can plug my x and my y in to figure out what my a value is. So this really says 8 equals a 0 minus 4 and 0 plus 1. So that's 8 equals, this is going to give me a -4 and this is going to give me a 1. So that's going to give me a -4a. And if I divide both sides by -4, I get a equals -2. Then I simply go rewrite my equation. So my equation is y equals, I know what my a is now, -2, and then I have x minus 4 and x plus 1. And that is my equation. So now I'm going to do the same thing for number 2. Now remember, if you need to pause your video, go ahead and do so now. Okay, so look at number 2. It's telling me I have a double root of 4. So I know that on my equation, I'm going to have y equals, I don't know what my a is, but I'm going to have x minus 4 and another x minus 4 because this is a double root of 4. So now I just need to find out my a. So again, I'm going to plug in my x and my y. So because my y is 5, I'm going to have 5 equals a, -1 minus 4, and -1 minus 4. That's going to give me a 5 equals a, -5 times -5, which gives me a 5 equals 25a. Divide both sides by 25, and I get a equals 1/5. That's a funny looking a, but that's an a right here. So because I know my a, I'm just going to rewrite my equation now with the a. So when I write my equation, I'm going to have y equals 1/5, x minus 4, x minus 4. And that would be my equation. Now remember, even though I wrote that down there by number 3, that's still all number 2. Okay, let's look at number 3. So now, number 3, it didn't just give me a root. It gave me what a graph, but I can see that my roots right there are at 1 and 3. So when I rewrite it, I'm going to write this at the top, guys, but know that I'm working number 3 now. When I rewrite it, I'm going to have y equals a, x minus 1, and x minus 3. Plug in my x and my y. I'm going to have -12 equals a, 0 minus 1, and 0 minus 3. That's going to give me a -12 equals, this is going to be a -1 and a -3, which is going to give me a positive 3a. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 3. So I'm going to find that a equals -4. So then I just rewrite my equation plugging in my 3. So if I rewrite my equation, I have y equals -4, x minus 1, x minus 3. And you'll notice that this one asks for root form. Now, what I just want to show you right now is what if it asks for standard form. As you would just distribute these numbers. If I distribute these two, I'm going to have x squared minus 4x plus 3 And then I will multiply everything by negative 4, which would give me a negative 4x squared plus 16x minus 12, if they ask for it in standard form. So just make sure you don't get confused of how to take it from one form to the other. Okay, now I want you to stop there. We'll look at one with the one like the example of 4 and 5 when I see you in class. Have a good day.